The silence that follows after you've cried all your tears. The silence that settles in when you've run out of words, run out of energy, run out of explanations. There is a kind of silence that only comes after a deep betrayal, when someone you trusted with your heart turns away, not with noise, but with quiet absence. They don't fight, they don't explain, they just leave. And in that space they leave behind, your soul begins to echo with emptiness. You start to question everything. Was I not enough? Did I deserve this? Why didn't they see my sincerity? Then there's the silence after heartbreak, the kind of heartbreak that doesn't just hurt your feelings, but crushes your spirit. When someone you cared for doesn't just walk away, but takes a piece of your peace with them. You try to continue to move on, but everything around you feels numb. Colors seem duller, words feel empty, and yet you don't speak. Not because you have nothing to say, but because no one seems to truly listen. And then there's the silence after disappointment, when you've poured your soul into something, a dream, a relationship, a path you thought was written for you. You gave it your all. You made dua with hope. You stayed patient. You remained sincere. And still, it fell apart. Not with a loud crash, but with a quiet fizzle that leaves you blinking in disbelief. And in that silence, you're left to pick up the pieces of expectations that were never fulfilled. This kind of silence isn't peaceful. It's not the silence of rest. It's the silence of being unseen, unnoticed, unheard. You begin to wonder if anyone really sees what you're carrying, if anyone really understands what you've lost, if anyone even remembers how much you were trying. But let me remind you, my brothers and sisters, even if no one else sees you, Allah sees you. Even when your voice is quiet, your heart is screaming. And Allah hears that scream. Even when your lips are still, your soul is calling out. And Allah answers that call. Even when no one asks, are you okay? Allah sends comfort in a verse, in a sign, in a moment of unexpected calm. So don't ever think your silence is empty. With Allah, even the quiet is full of meaning, full of mercy, full of unseen angels recording your patience and carrying your du'as straight to the heavens. You are never invisible to the one who created you. People see what's on the surface. They see your actions, your smile, your strength, but they don't see what's behind it. They don't see the nights you stayed awake just trying to make sense of your pain. They don't see the silent tears that fall in sujood, or the way your heart trembles when you say, Ya Allah, I'm trying. They don't know that sometimes just getting out of bed is an act of courage. People will compliment your patience, but they don't see how often you bite your tongue just to keep the peace. They'll admire your strength, not realizing it's the strength of someone who is exhausted but still shows up. They'll assume you're doing fine because you're functioning, because you're composed. But they don't realize how heavy the burden is that you're carrying behind the scenes. You could be in a room full of people, laughing, smiling, engaging, but still feel completely alone. Because the ache you feel inside is not something company can fix. It's not about how many people surround you. It's about how unseen you feel, even in the middle of a crowd. You begin to wonder, if I disappeared right now, would anyone truly notice what I was going through?